The shovels were pressed into the grounds by boots. The earth thudded one by one on the coffin. The tractor sat off to the side unused. The diggers spoke about what they did last night. The cars had disappeared and the cemetery was empty. The ground around them had begun to soften. As they finished turning the grave into a mound, they put up their tools and went to go get a bite. In front of the empty grave, propped up a casket. Hundreds of metal folding chairs surrounded it. A man in a cheap suit started to speak in the wind, to threaten to drown out all of his words. He said something about eternal hope and justification, but the air around him had covered him in spit. It was just as well, since in the back were the unaffected, and were all ready to stumble out in herds. From the crowded parking lot at the temple, the cars and SUVs all struggled to get in the line. They turned their lights on at 11 in the morning and demanded that everyone to the side pull over. A greasy motorcycle blocked traffic for the hearse, which led the way with its new hard-worn shine. The director sat behind the wheel trying to be solemn, and his jacket was just another 3-leaf clover. The daughter got out the Rolodex to make some calls. She flipped through hundreds of thousands of names, looking for the ones which were the most important. She cried 1,000,000 times, breaking the news. She did not think he could ever be replaced. Who now would exist to communicate his aims? Would the culture be able to turn it into a net positive? The world would not stop spinning to her and her muse. The search for him began as soon as it was noticed that he did not appear and fulfill his chores. His manager sent for his daughter and the security that was hired to protect all the merchandise. When they split to find all the corners, they had to trek out crawling on all fours. The one that discovered him became famous for uncovering the results of his demise. He walked to the edge of the planet believing nothing could ever happen to him since he was essential. And when he reached the end of civilization, he did not look for any kind of alternative path. The dogs gathered around him, but he did not fear. He expected them to gather rather reverential. But they snared at him and raised their tails, and he was not able to fight off their wrath.